everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica, and in today's video we're going to be doing another Foundation Friday. So if you like Foundation Fridays, if you like Get Readies with me, if you like unboxing videos, if you wouldn't mind hitting that little red subscribe button down there and coming back and watching future videos, if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you have any comments throughout the video, please feel free to leave them down below. Anyway, on this week's Foundation Friday, we're going to be using an older foundation that I've never tried before. This is the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. I thought that would be kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever used a mousse foundation, but this is what the packaging looks like. I did pick it up at my local Rite Aid. I'm pretty sure I picked it up at Rite Aid. It might have been Ulta, but I'm pretty sure it's Rite Aid. So I don't know if you could tell, but I haven't taken the plastic off yet of this product, so I'm not even sure if the shade is going to work for me, but we'll see. I did pick it up in shade Porcelain Ivory, and I'm gonna pull this plastic off. I think there it goes. All right, let's open it up and see what it looks like inside. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like it's definitely a full tub of foundation there. You can see it kind of has like a little bit of a whipped like texture to it. Yeah, it feels kind of like whipped cream. I think the shade is going to be okay for me. I'm not sure if you can see it there on the back of my hand. It is, you know, maybe a hair dark for me, but I think I can make it work. So I've never used, like I said, I've never used a whipped foundation before, so it's going to be interesting. I'm not necessarily loving the fact that it's in like a pot. Now my hands are clean, but just to try to keep them a little bit more clean, or keep the product a little bit less bacteria ridden, I'm going to use a paddle brush to kind of scoop it out and put it on. I'm going to try to get as much out as I can and just put it on my face. And then I will be using a brush and a sponge to blend it into my skin. Before we do that, however, I am going to go to the Maybelline website and we're going to read about the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. Like I said, this is in the shade Porcelain Ivory. On their website, it does have a 4.3 with 176 reviews. It says, stay matte for 16 hours with this lightweight, medium to full coverage formula. It features a shine-free finish that doesn't feel heavy. This is what it is. Dream Matte Mousse. This long-lasting and lightweight foundation leaves skin looking smooth, flawless, and with a matte finish. The benefits. This long-lasting foundation features exclusive silky matte powder spheres that glide evenly onto the skin for a flawless, soft focus, 16-hour matte finish. Dermatologist tested, allergy tested, non-comedogenic, suitable for all skin types, suitable for sensitive skin. And then how to use and apply. It says apply foundation onto skin and blend with fingertips or the Dream Blender for the ultimate finish. Now I don't know what the Dream Blender is. I'm assuming it's kind of like a sponge. I don't know. This is the Maybelline sponge, I'm pretty sure. And this is my It Loves the foundation brush. Before turning on the camera, I did spray my face down with the Pixi Hydrating Milky Mist. I also used my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, which are standards for my foundation reviews. I think that's everything I need to pass along before we get started. I'm going to go ahead now and move my mirror over here where I need it. And we're going to go ahead in. Now I will say that this has 0.64 ounces rather than like a standard 1 ounce. All right, so that is definitely a whipped consistency. I don't know that I've ever used anything like that as far as like a foundation goes. And I am hoping the camera is picking up how much that looks like a Cool Whip. All right, let's just go ahead and try to get some of this out of here and on my skin. Oh my golly, that's not cool. Yeah. So I probably got way too much, but that's one of the problems with something like this. I don't know how much to get out. Like I have no clue. It's not like I can say, oh, I got 3 pumps out and that ended up being too much. I'm going to use my brush on this side of my face, on the right side of my face. And I think I'm getting like literally, not sure how much the camera's picking that up, but I have like little pieces of the foundation that kind of have like brushed off of my face. I don't know if I just got a bad batch, but it's weird. It's like coming off in like little dots all over my my face. Okay, I'm going to use my sponge and see if that will help keep it from like just sloughing off my face. Do I just have a bad patch? Like, that's weird. All right, I'm going to put the sponge down even, and I literally have it everywhere, and I'm afraid to move because I don't want to like smear it into my clothes, and I'm afraid of like it falling all over the floor. I'm not quite sure what to do. Yeah. All right, let's just try this. Let's see if I just use my hand. Okay, that seems to be blending way better than with the sponge. The brush seemed to be doing an okay job as well, but the sponge just didn't seem to be doing anything with this. So I would not recommend a sponge. But with my hands, it seems to be doing a lot better, actually. I'm liking the way it's starting to really look using my hands, except for on my nose. Not loving the way it's looking on my nose. So I might need to get a little bit more because of how much like fell all over me. Still haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do that. I'm going to clean that up. But I'm going to put a little bit more here. And I'm going to get a little bit more on my nose. And when I say a little bit, I don't know how much a little bit is. It's like a ton is coming out now. So let's see how this blend. This is just weird. Like, it feels like I'm like slathering whipped cream on my face. Not that I've ever done that, but like, you know the texture of whipped cream, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know. This is weird. The problem is that one of the reasons why and I've just got clumps of this stuff on my table. It is so, oh my gosh. Okay. One of the reasons why it's still clumped on my sponge. Okay, let's see if that'll work. I don't know. I'm not loving this foundation right now, like at all. Maybe this was a big mistake. I will say this though, as far as the color goes, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a big mess as far as the color goes, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But like, I've got little pieces of that stuff everywhere. Like, it's in my hair, it's on my shirt, everywhere on my shirt. Like, I'm afraid to move. What I might do is just get like a makeup wipe and try to like gently get it off my skin with the makeup wipe. Or not my skin, my clothes with the makeup wipe. I have like a hunk of it in my hair back here. How did that happen? Okay. All right. Give me a minute. I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. All right. I'm cleaned up. I don't know that my carpet will ever be the same. Yeah. Luckily, this carpet needs to be replaced. So, the texture is weird. I'm going to say that right up front. The texture is very weird. I think that's going to focus enough for you to see how whipped it is. It's just kind of weird. It's definitely different. I will give it that. I don't know if maybe I've just had this foundation for a while and that's why it got kind of like chunky. If you've ever used this foundation before and you are familiar with that, let me know. Maybe it's just something where I really do have to just use my hands and not anything else. The brush seemed to work better than the sponge did, absolutely. Like, once it was blended in, I can definitely use the sponge to kind of even out the texture of it and so forth, especially on my nose. Like, it really wasn't liking my nose. But that is a problem area for me. If you're new to my channel, it just is. Yeah. Okay. I'm I'm worried about putting powder on over this, to be honest with you, but I powder like everything. So part of the problem is that I still have a little bit of foundation, even though I've used like makeup wipes to try to get it off. I still have a little bit of foundation on my hands, and that's like throwing off whether it is, you know, I don't know. Okay, I think what I might do is just put a little bit of powder on, just because it's looking like it's starting to turn a little bit orange. I don't know if that's picking up on the camera or not. I think what I might do is just use a little bit of the mineral correcting powder from Physicians Formula. Sorry, I just noticed that I got foundation on my chair. Which means I probably got it on the other arm. Yes, I did. And I'm a little worried. No, it's not on the back of my arms. It doesn't look like it. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of the mineral correcting powder on, because this one has a tendency, this is the mineral face powder, sometimes will like darken the tone of a foundation a little bit, and this is looking like it's starting to turn a little orange. So I'm going to just go in with this. All right, the time now is 10:32. We're going to call 10:30 the check-in time just to make it a little bit easier to remember. So we'll check in at 2:30 and then again at 6:30. It might be closer to 7 o'clock tonight because I am filming this on a Sunday, and we spend a lot of time with family on Sundays. So I'm going to turn the camera off for just a moment, put on the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. All right, y'all, I am back. Let's go over what all I put on my face. Like I said, I used my Physicians Formula mineral correcting powder all over. I did use a little bit of the Catrice Liquid Camo Concealer just on my under eyes. A lot of times I will put some on my nose, but I felt like I had an okay coverage on my nose. I sprayed my face down with the MAC Fix Plus in the lavender scent. I used the Balms Take Home the Bronze in Oliver as my bronzer, and the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Party, and the Glam Glow Glow Powder. I just dip into all three. That's my highlighter. In my brows, I have the Wander Beauty, does this have the name on it? Frame Your Face Micro Brow Pencil in Taupe. I have the Benefit Roller Lash in my lashes. What else am I missing here? On my lips, I have the Laura Lee Los Angeles Liquid Lipsticks. She was running like a special on her, what is it called? I forget what the collection was, but it was the Nudie Patootie collection. So I bought the eyeshadow palette and then the 3 liquid lipsticks. I have 2 of them on today. I have Jaybird all over the lips, and then I have Nakey Nakey just on like the center of my lips, just to lighten it up a little bit. It does just kind of change the tone just a hair. And then I also have the Topless shade. I guess I could show you that since I have it here on the table. I wasn't sure what shade I was going to use today. So I had all 3 of those lipstick shades. And then I also, like I said, I picked up the eyeshadow palette as well, which I do actually like. I have the MAC Painterly Paint Pot on my lids as my primer. And then I'm wearing the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I have Morning all over the lid, and then I have Morgan in the crease, and then I put, what did I put all over my lid? Aster, which is this beautiful purple shade right here, and then I also put Citrine in the crease just to lighten it up a little bit more. I put Clove in the outer corner and then on my lower lash line, and then I did put Agate in my inner corner. I like the palette. I do. I like the look that I came up with. This is the first time I'm using it though, so I can't give like a full review on the palette or anything like that. It's just the first time I'm using it. So, all right, I'm gonna zoom you in and we can talk about the foundation. All right. It is, I don't know that I told you what time it is. It is 11:01, so it took me like a half an hour to put my makeup on, which is fine. But let's talk about the foundation. I still have stuff all over my table. I'm just a mess. Anyhow, right now, about a half an hour into wearing it, I think it's looking okay. I'm not loving it on my chin, but I'm also not hating it on my chin. This camera doesn't always pick it up the best, so I will try to pick it up in my midday check-in at 2:30. But I don't know. I'm liking the way it's looking on my forehead. I'm liking the way it's looking on my cheeks. My nose, I'm not thrilled with, but it doesn't look horrible. The only problem area that I'm really noticing is around my mouth and my chin, which if you're new to my channel, that is my primary area of my face that I have issues with. I think the shade ended up being okay. It is, you can see that I blended it some down my neck, but then once you get to like down here, it is definitely not quite an exact match, but that's okay. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think that anybody's going to walk up to me and be like, you know what I mean? Not that anybody would do that, right? I've never had anybody do that. I haven't even had family and friends look at me and say, you know, your foundation doesn't match, right? John sometimes will, but John tells me everything, I think. Anyway, yeah, overall half an hour in, I'm not hating it. It's not my favorite foundation I've ever used, but I'm also not hating it. I will be interested to see how it lasts throughout the day. I definitely was not a huge fan of the application method, and I really didn't like that it literally like crumbled all over my body. I didn't like that at all. Now maybe if I had used a little bit less and only used my hands and never tried to use like the brush or the sponge, it might have worked better. So if I use this in the future, that would be something that I would try out, to just use my hands. So if you've used this before and that's like the best way to do it, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, that's where we stand a half an hour in. I think it looks just fine. You know, I mean, I don't know what you guys think half an hour in, but I will check in at 2:30 and then I will check in again around 6:30, 7 o'clock and let you know how it wears throughout the day. All right, for now, I'm going to call it a morning. I'm going to go about my day. We're going to go do a little bit of shopping. We're going to see family. And then later on tonight, my family is going to be watching a wrestling event. So I will see you guys, though, at 2:30. All right, you guys, it is time for the midday check-in. You guys see that it's 5 till 3. I am late. Not terribly, but I am late. And it's cold outside today. So I'm going to step in the sun and then get back inside and go over what I'm seeing. But it is kind of chilly. It is, you know, the end of November, and I have a short sleeve shirt on because I'm not exactly the brightest. So, all right, I'm gonna turn the camera off real quick, run inside, and then I'm gonna show you what I think of, or talk about what I think of this foundation. All right, so I just walked inside and I'm kind of standing in the window, but I'm gonna take a look in the mirror and see what I think. I'm gonna show you a little bit more of my face just to let you see when it's not in the direct sunlight. Okay, so I'll be honest, I actually think this is looking pretty good. I don't know why, but it is looking pretty good. It is looking a little bit dry on the face, but it is a matte mousse, so I kind of expect that. And then I did put powder on top of it as well. But I'm not getting like hardly any shininess on my face at all. And I mean, other than my highlight, right? Yeah. Anyway, I'm not getting like hardly any shininess at all. It is a matte foundation. The biggest thing that I can say right now is that it was just really weird texture, but overall I think it's looking pretty good. Midday, let me look at my forehead again real quick. Yeah, it's not even like super deep into my forehead line either. I mean, it's definitely there, right? It's not going to make my line disappear, but it's not looking bad. Like, I think it just is it's making my skin look dry, if that makes sense. And again, it's a matte foundation. I would expect that. It's not necessarily the look that I particularly enjoy at the moment. I definitely would prefer to have it look a little bit more natural, more satin finish. The only problem is then that by the end of the day, my skin's looking more dewy. So sorry if you can hear the dryer. The dryer is right behind me and you can probably hear it running. But anyway, that's where we're at midway through the day. It's not looking bad. I don't think it's looking bad at all. So, all right, I'm gonna turn the camera off and I will see you guys in another few hours. It is the end of the night for this makeup. It is 6:46. Can you guys see that? 6:46. So it is the end of the night. I'm just a couple of minutes past 8 hours and I have just been sitting here for the last 5 minutes and looking at my face. So let's talk about it. Number one, I just want to mention that lipstick formula actually was pretty good. I don't know if you've ever tried her lipstick formula before, but my lips actually don't feel dry, which is amazing because a lot of the times, even like cream lipsticks, like regular, like, you know, stick lipsticks, I just have a balm here right now, but you know what I mean, like a regular stick lipstick, some of those formulas will dry my lips out, and this actually didn't, so I'm actually really impressed. So anyway, not sponsored by Laura Lee Cosmetics, Laura Lee Los Angeles Cosmetics, whatever her company name is at all. I was just curious to try her brand, and I'm actually really impressed with her lipstick formula. Anyway, let's talk about the foundation. I think it looks good. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sitting here looking in the mirror and I'm like looking for some of my problem areas, looking for my forehead, looking at my chin, my cheeks. Pretty much every foundation I've tried, unless there's something seriously wrong with it, my cheeks look pretty good. I mean, I'm 8 hours in. I don't even look super shiny. Now, like I said in midday check-in, it is a matte foundation. So I'm expecting it to be looking matte. I am starting to get a little bit shiny on my nose, but, you know, I'm 8 hours in. But even my chin, I mean, it's definitely cracked up a little bit because of the way my skin is. But for the most part, this looks really good. Now, I will say, where did I put it? It's sitting here on my table somewhere. I will absolutely tell you that the texture of this stuff is so weird. And I definitely didn't like the way that it like pilled up and like just went everywhere, all over my shirt and my pants and everything. That I did not like. But I think it looks really good. I definitely would recommend, if you're going to try to pick this up, again, it's the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. If you were going to try to pick this up, I would absolutely say, you know, utilize it with your hands, blend with your hands. I don't know that I've ever said that with another foundation before. I honestly can't remember ever saying use your hands to blend. This blended out beautifully with the hands. And I would say if you definitely don't like to use your hands, then definitely try a brush. I found that the sponge just did not work for me with this foundation. So I would absolutely not recommend using a sponge. But, you know, it's a drugstore foundation. I think it looks really nice at the end of the day. I don't feel like I look shiny. I don't feel like it's like super in my line on my forehead. I feel like my cheeks look good. My nose looks good. My chin even looks good. I am actually really surprised. I'm actually really surprised. And actually, now that some of my natural oils have come in, I'm liking the finish even better. So, would I recommend the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse? Yeah, yeah, I would. If you can find a shade that matches you. You know, I was a little bit concerned. Porcelain Ivory. I think the shade ended up being just fine for me and my skin tone. So if you're anywhere near me, I think you could probably find a shade that might work for you. So overall, I think it looks really good over 8 hours in. I'm starting to get a little bit of like itchiness along my chin. It is transferring on my finger right now as well. So there's that to keep in mind. Could I probably powder this and have it be okay? Probably. But yeah, 8 hours in, I think it looks really good. So there you go. That is my first impression full day wear test of the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. A couple of things real quick. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. If you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below. I also currently have my Thanksgiving giveaway open right now, where I am giving away the Urban Decay Naked Cherry Vault. I'm going to put a picture of it right here beside my head. So if you are curious about that, go back and look at my Get Ready With Me Using Beauty Box Makeup from November Beauty Boxes. That's where I talk all about the giveaway. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then go watch that video and leave a comment on that video. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. One last thing, I do have my own online clothing boutique. It is Nimities.com. Today is Black Friday, so check out Nimities.com. Links in the description bar down below. If you are curious, we have a lot of really nice warm clothing as we head into winter that we have discounted right now. So go check that out as well if you're curious. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye!